Hi friends, I'm Scott Giles, minister and hypnotist, and welcome to Power Talk, my video blog where I cover topics that interest me, focusing on how you can use the power of your mind to take control of your life. If you want to know more about my professional work or sign up for my free e-newsletter, Powerlines, check out my website, which I'll tag in the description. Well, today I want to ponder aloud about what appears to be an emerging occupation, social media influencer, sometimes called content creator, although I think there is a difference between the two. I'm sure most of you have heard of these folks. In fact, I am aware that some of you actually make all or part of your living this way. People who do this create content that is posted on social media, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and so on. Now, sometimes they're reviewing experiences of interest to others who may be thinking about having that experience too. For example, a restaurant or hotel review. That's actually what I think social media influencers are. They're trying to influence others. It's a form of publicity, and they often get paid for doing that. On the other hand, sometimes these folks are simply making videos because they think others will be interested in the ideas those videos contain. Cooking videos. I follow a personal chef myself who energy and style I really like. Political commentary, tips about crafts or hobbies, and so on. They create stuff for others to view, and yeah, there are people creating adult content too, although I'm not going to dwell on that here because I'm basically a boring person. But if you do this sort of thing and gather a big enough audience, the social media platforms will let you monetize your work. That is, you will get paid based on how many viewers you have. And you have the opportunity to sell stuff yourself, called merch, or to promote others for a fee. Now, I'm actually a content creator myself. I do 2 video blogs each week, one for the general public and another edgier video for my patrons on Patreon who pay a small fee each month to opt in. But I regard this as more advertising my services. I don't attempt to make money from my particular content, but others do. Now, I'm told that this market is getting tighter as more and more people get into it, but it's still a viable thing to do. So the question I've been asked is it a real job? Is it something that someone could set as a goal to earn a living at? If you found out your spouse, offspring, good friend planned to make their living on social media, would you think that is a good idea? Well, recently I had some conversations with people about this, and it's been interesting. Now, let me say out front, I do have clients who are full-time content creators and part-time content creators and who do just fine. So yes, it can be done. In fact, I recently saw a report from Goldman Sachs, an investment bank, that they expect that content creators, the market, to grow at an annual rate between 10 and 20% over the next few years. Now, I have a larger group of young clients who hold down some other job but do content creation on the side, using it as a side gig. And a couple of these folks actually make more from their side gig than from their mainstream job, but they keep the latter as it's regular and reliable, and it's often where they get their health insurance. So it works that way too, and it can be a valuable asset. Now, all that said, I also know people who have tried to make a living on social media and it has not worked out for them. According to the Department of Labor, only 13% of content creators have earned more than $100,000 at their venture. So, what do we think? Well, here are my observations. First, you can do this, full or part-time, whichever you want. It does work. But you have to treat it like any other job. It's going to take work. It's going to take discipline. It's going to require that you learn new things like video editing, because you're not going to be able to outsource all of that. Or if you do, you'll quickly discover that your overhead costs will eat you alive. So it's going to be like work. It's not going to be easy. If you do it out of passion and commitment to what it is you have to say. Bear in mind that if you set yourself up to produce content, then every day you've got to feed the beast. It doesn't matter how you're feeling that day, you have to produce the content. So don't get into this unless you're going to make a serious effort. And you'll need something to organize your content around. People are not going to pay you attention unless you actually have something meaningful to share. But all that said, I really do think that if you're willing to put in the effort to make a living this way, it is worth it. I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I totally love the freedom to control my work that my practice gives me. Yeah, it's true that if you work for yourself, you don't get some of the perks that other people get, bonuses, benefits, and so on, but there are other ways to get the equivalent of those. You can get a good insurance policy on your own these days. They're not going to be bonuses, but you're deciding what you charge. While you are at the mercy of the marketplace as you need to sell your services, the reality is that everyone really works for themselves in today's world. It's just that some of us know that. You may think you have secure employment, but let me tell you that your employment isn't really secure. Your employer can go under, there are layoffs and downsizing. The security you think you have is probably something of an illusion, and that's how it seems to me. Hey, thank you for your time and attention today. I'll be back next week with another talk on a different subject. I'd like to invite you to join me. It helps me a lot if you let others know about my videos, so please like, share, and subscribe. If you're wondering if I can be of help to you, feel free to reach out through my website for a free, no-obligation screening call, and we'll talk about it. Have a great week.